What I will do, Drama Mag, what coming in with some BT16 goodness, and you know we had to go in with the Jesmon, baby. You know how we do this. So in this video, we're gonna go over the list, ratios, tech, and all the good stuff, because I've been cooking in the lab like Breaking Bad. So if this is a video for you, then stick around and enjoy. And if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell, because I do videos on the reg, and we do so what quick shout outs up in here, because I would not been able to obtain said alt art of Magna X without these fellow legends, which is Callum O'Brien representing absolute vibe right there. Sam Morgan, legend, saw you on Facebook and I like gotta get on some of that. And then our boy, who you already know, the smoothest voice on Twitter, YouTube, you already know, Renji, please give me some of that, because this guy really just absolutely just finished it up beautifully. So massive thank you to everyone who's helped me and my dream to obtain an actual playset of this alt art. So further ado, enough of the gushing, let's get over to the actual deck list right here, because this is what you guys are all thirsty for, because you know Jesmon be my main mon stan, and we got to go in BT16 absolutely swinging. So going on with the eggs, a solid 4. Sakutamon best in slot, swing with GX, gain a memory. That's all you need to know. Absolutely key in order for you to gain that memory and just reduce the cost in order for you to not to give your opponent tons of memory whilst you're clapping them cheeks right there. Obviously, because David's kind of out of the mix, it means that we don't necessarily have to kind of focus on the Digimon egg, which our boy Tommy Tricks on the sticks, baby, took that bad boy strat to Birmingham Regional and absolutely was topping pretty nicely as the highest Jesmon player there. And he faced a lot of Davies and absolutely clutched in with the Crimson Blaze tech, which meant his Crimson Blaze was absolutely sweeping board for 7k. But because we don't see much Davies in this particular format, means that we can kind of go back to our nice bread and butter and go with the Sakutamon egg. So now going over to the rookies. Rookies, we run a solid 12. Whoa, look at that. Normal ratios from a Jesmon list. So let's see what we're cooking. So let's go in with the BT13 Hook. This is your boy that's going to be gaining you that memory once you play a system on out. That, honestly, ideal target in your raising every day, all day. Your turn probably don't happen that much, but if it does, it means that you're building up a second line pretty efficiently whilst you're still popping off. Then lastly, it's a 4-4 split, making that 8, and that is going to be a BT6 Hookmon. Honestly, best in slot, getting you 2 cards in order for you to actually climb up line and be competitive is the key and is the absolute way. No change there from the Hookmon strat. There's an argument that you can rock in with the starter deck Hookmon to get that additional DP gain, all turns being the key thing here. But for me, I'm just like, nah, these are just the ones I want to see in order for me to do what I need to do. So then going over to the Systemons, it's going to be a 4-4 split, going to be your blocker, and going to be your decoy. These just absolutely amazing. I can't imagine these not being in the deck. BT6, it's been 10 BTs from BT6, and this is still best in slot. Being able to block, draw 1 once you play it, always great. This being your decoy, then doing a trash 1, draw 2, always the value. Decoy does come up because the way this deck is built, we need to make sure that we can somewhat protect ourselves as well in case we don't necessarily get the ideal stack, which could happen if we are pressured. But that concludes then for the rookies, solid 12. Going on to then the champions, 11. So let's start off with the ones that we can actually evo on. Best in slot, BT13 Bow Hook. Once again, same inheritable as the BT13 Hookmon is that, once again, play a system on, gain a memory. Gorgeous. Really, really maximum value that you can have. Your turn doesn't necessarily, once again, come up, but when it does come pretty clutch and it opens up quite a few plays. If you've not seen my sim gameplays, then please check those bad boys out, because you can see where I kind of get creative when climbing up the line and building out a board in order for me to get maximum value off my BT13 Jesmon. Lastly, We go in with the BT6 Bow Hook. This is just more for clearing those floodgates, getting rid of the kind of the wider board kind of decks. Obviously, we do have Magna, we have Nume, who's just Jesus wet. Eitu, come on. Please, Bandai, we need to stop this, bro. We need to stop those Ukamons from spawning because they are ruthless. So in order for us to kind of somewhat mitigate those swings to our glass jaw, we need to ensure that we can actually delete them. Though there is a condition of having the Systemon out on the field. So if there is a floodgate that prevents Systemons from being played, that is a little bit awkward. But regardless, I think it is very useful to still have this actual Bow Hook in the list. Once again, another argument that you can play the starter deck Bow Hook if needs be. What I would suggest is, now that we do have an online sim, take it for a whirl. Take it for a spin. See how you guys get on. And if you find that the starter deck Bow Hook is the play, then amend the deck how you want to amend it. So now we go over to the actual Jesmon CL. Jesmon CL has had a bit of a rework here, guys, and let me explain why. So let's go over the standard best in slot is going to be your BT6 CL, giving you that glorious memory. She don't miss. She got high heels on with the katana blade on deck, and she's ready to absolutely serve the purpose of boosting your Hookmons by additional 2k. And if you play her out for free, technically you gain that memory, which is absolute pop off when you are using the BT6 Savior. Glorious. Now, the changer is going to be your starter deck CL. The reason why this is actually taking more of a priority is because we have a key option in order for us to somewhat clap them cheeks. We're going in like Dante with the stinger. Yeah. Absolutely going in hard. So this card is absolutely helpful for us to achieve that kind of high roll, get that option that helps us in order for us to almost restock our main stack and just get an absolute value. And then that reboot to boot is just great stuff. And then lastly, we go into BT10 CL, which I find that, you know, she is the Antibody of the deck in that sense. You know, free body, able to kind of turbo up. But after that, she's not really doing that much. And I think we can afford to kind of switch the ratios a little bit. Once again, if you don't think these ratios are the jam hot, you can obviously change them into to obviously suit your play style. But I'm giving you guys the framework right there. So 11 on the champions, 6 that is part of the actual Hookmon lineup. So these ultimates gonna really shock you guys right here in terms of ratios. I'm not even gonna spoil it. So let's go over with the 3 saviors. What a lad. 2 BT13. That's it, guys. 5. Very greedy, very stress test. The reason why these ratios are as they are is because realistically, you just need one. You just need literally one, preferably that one. But this one isn't necessarily bad either. If you have to just sit in the raising and go into this, don't even sweat it, because it means that if you've got your actual delay options set up, woo, the opponent better be freaking ready for an absolute onslaught of what this deck can be doing now. And options is going, don't matter. Whatever's cracking off there, don't matter. Like, blast it does not matter. So yeah, you only need one. And what I found is that when I originally had 6, so it's not like I've massively decreased to, like, you know, 8, now 5. I've just dropped it by 1. Is that I felt like I was having way too many BT6 saviors, and there wasn't necessarily doing much. I don't run Chimera in this list, so apart from my main line either getting taken out, it definitely wasn't. I didn't need that many saviors in hand. If anything, it was more trash fodder that after my main stacks come out. So this is where I've dropped it down to 5 to kind of give them a bit more room for my top end to really fix that kind of ratio lineup. This right here is something I want to kind of like highlight, because I think people kind of disregard that this has been like the weakest one. now the way the actual deck is running, in order to be somewhat viable, is that actual inheritable comes up pretty freaking clutch in order for us to play a system from hand or trash. Means that we can actually get some freaking blockers out, so we're not, our security is not getting absolutely bombarded by multiple swings. Granted, you know, we could have options that just wipe out our absolute board state. It's gonna happen, but at least we have that kind of play that we can almost re-establish board if we have to. If we have to chill out in the back, it means that we don't feel freaking bad doing so. I feel bad chilling out in the back, even into this, because I'm not getting them when Digivolving Fed to play system on out from hand. That stings, and you lose a lot of value out there. Don't get me wrong, the unsuspending if I have a system on out is fantastic once per turn, but realistically, if I'm popping off, I like to pull out and evo into this, get system on out, get my high roll out, and start then popping off that way. So it really depends on the situation. This is still a pretty decent card. Don't sleep on this, especially in BT16. So now going over to the megas. 10, but 4 we can evo to, well, into. So overall, the curve, let's just think about the curve here, guys, is actually pretty solid. Rookies 8, champions 6, ultimates 5, mega 4. I'll leave it there. So let's read them out. 4 Jesmon X Antibody, glorious, great card to be printed. Alt art, still chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, but it grows on you. The thing that's good with this is that, once again, piercing, beautiful, attacking unsuspended, glorious, and that's all Digimon. I love an all key phrase right there. Then additional 2k DP, and this is all part of the when Digivolving. So if we do tuck this underneath our Jesmon GX, we actually get this and start swinging into unsuspended. Swinging into unsuspended is very powerful, especially when versing Magna X. We can swing into it. When we're definitely swinging over it because we get additional 2k DP. So whatever system you brought out, for example, for us bringing out system on BT6, get additional 2k DP, gain additional 2k DP, we're swinging over it. Not even a freaking problem. So we're getting rid of that big boy out on field, which is very annoying, but it's good that we have him off. Being the thing, very powerful card here. Realistically, did want to kind of run him at 4, and then I was like, do I realistically go with our Ganku? You know, the only remember, the Ganku been hard carrying this deck for quite a while in regards to the amount of protection it provides. The reason why I've chosen this card instead of Ganku is, one, it's red. Being the thing, until we get a freaking SR Hookmon that can search out Royal Knight cards as well, I had to go with this. The reason why is that majority of our consistency options that we do run in this list can target red. We ain't gonna be popping off if we can't even get to this part of the freaking combo, the actual megas. So for us, it's ensuring that we can actually have a line for us to go to. And most decks, or most new decks, say like Ferulegamon, actually just run freaking pretty efficiently with just chuffing 4 of the megas in order for it to do its combo. So we're kind of following that same logic. There's so much consistency with this deck, we can definitely get one of these cards. The thing that's also good with this is the fact that we can evo into this and then evo evo this on top of it for free, still get a system on play. We've managed to use this to effectively either delete an 8k body or 6k body, or even higher, depending on how many systemons we do have out. And then when we go into our GX, effectively we're swinging for freaking 4 checks, which is quite a lot of damage, especially when we have this new tool to the mix, which is going to be, oh boy, And that's going to be our Magnamon X Antibody, which enables us to basically be protected. Because when you took this underneath your GX, it sees itself as a source, being the thing. Because naturally, it would require an armor in the source, or Magnamon X Antibody in the source. And because it is a Magnamon X Antibody in the source of GX, you get that immunity and you get an additional 3k DP, which is massive right here. So if, depending on what your board state is and the delay options that you have, there's a lot of stuff you can be doing with your bad boy GX that we do run at the free, which is going to be your main win con. Only when you want to be pushing out is when you've actually got this in your damn hand. If it comes to a point where you have to high roll your F out, then that's when you're going to be really clutching with the the starter deck CLs, because they can obviously get the dig free. If you manage to get, say, like GX Magna on the reveal, and let's just say a freaking training, for example, it means you can pick this, that can go in your trash, and then you've got combo. You've literally got combo right there in order for you to just go in, swing, hopefully attack into one of their unsuspended Digimon, and just clear out board, enable it, making it very difficult for them to pretty much counter your board. The overall objective is still making it, making the opponent really think about how to conquer this board. But because of the consistency options and delay options that we do run, giving them very little memory to do whatever they need to do, really does help out with that. This has been an absolutely great addition, and I think the thing that's almost hindering Jesmon at the moment, and I think when it does happen, if we do manage to get like a promo savior, is if we get a savior that's black and red. Oh boy, that's going to open up a lot. This is going to open up Jesmon a lot. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, no, it doesn't. But Magnamon X is a great addition to the deck. That protection does help out a lot, because if we do have the right Systemons out, if we have the starter deck CLs, which are going to give us reboot, it means that at least we've got one block available to us, depending on what other Systemons are out. If we have a BT6 Blanc out, we got some more blockers out on field where necessary. Because we are actually spawning out less sisters, people think it's a bit of a negative, where in reality it's not so much of a negative as you would think, because in this current meta we've got a lot more decks that do run Death X. Like Magna lists run about 2 Death X on average. Nume possibly could be running at least 1 to 2 Death X's, probably just 1 Death X being likely. Obviously Security Control Death X, there's so many decks that do run Death X in there. It means that they're not going to basically slam it out for free like they would normally do. Be the thing, and it freaking hurts. It hurts so much. But the thing that's obviously going to be good there is if they are throwing that Death X out, they can't de-digivolve us because we're under that freaking immunity, which is nice. There is an argument that you could actually just knock this down to 2, and then maybe increase any other ratios in the deck. The thing that I found with having just this at 2 is that it when I needed it the most, it was never there. And then when I didn't need it the most, it just always was there, and I was kind of getting my ass beat because other decks were just faster than me. So 3 is working very nice. And then because of our option that we do utilize, you want to actually have this either in your hand or in your trash, because realistically it opens up a lot of plays of what you can do with that option. But that concludes for the megas. Let's go over to the options, because I think the options play a massive part in this. So options 12. Key card, very powerful card. It's going to be your best friend in any form of scenario. Master Disciple, easy 4 off. Insecurity, fantastic. It's honestly quite a game changer in security. The reason why is because it's on play. It's basically its main is the same as its security, which is powerful. Because the thing, like, when if say like a boost or a training got props from security, it's just a delay and just basically I can pop off and reduce costs or game memory, whatever. Whereas this, I'm getting both of the effects. I'm getting the delay and I'm also getting the search being the thing, and it makes the opponent a little bit wary of them kind of swinging in into security, because once again you're just almost helping me to clap back being the thing. So definitely easy 4 of. The important interaction with Master Disciple, if anyone's not familiar with Jesmon who's watching this video, is that say if you have a training out and you have Master Disciple out, make sure you pop this first before your training. The reason why is that this basically goes by your next Evo effect versus your training. You have to Evo into a red Digimon. So from there, what you can do if I had training and Master Disciple out, pop this, pop then training. Effectively, if I was going into my BT6 Savior, that means I'm going it for the cost of 0, because this reduces the Digivolution cost by 1, as well as the training, which reduces the Digivolution cost by 2. Definitely very important, because that's how you actually win a lot of games with Jesmon and be a lot more memory efficient. We do run the free offense training. Really great card, because this can search out this, which enables you to just extend your searching even further. Effectively, you are searching 5 cards right there. Granted, this only targets your red Digimon, so please be wary of that. It will only search your red Digimon. So once again, analyze your freaking hand. If you can see that you've not got many white Digimon, probably don't use that. Lean more to Master Disciple. That's your priority card that you should be playing down over this if you have both of them in hand. Then if you want to set up and climb up your combo and you need to search out for your red cards, that's when you lean on this. Then similar thing when it comes to red memory boost that we do run at 2. The priority order is this, and then these are probably about equal, but realistically this can search out this, so it probably goes 1, 2, 3 realistically. But if you find that you really need to dig deep and you've not got either your BT6 bow hook, then probably go in with this. Though this is glorious when it's propped out of freaking security, because it means that you got 2 memory banked up ready to go and clap those cheeks, which is very nice right there. So then the main card that I'm not gonna lie, before it was very hard to use second mapper. Now it feels a whole lot easier. It feels like the payoff of using this card is way better now that we have a card that can provide immunity, make me unsuspend when Digivolving. Comes freaking nice right here. So second mapper, the reason why you actually were running this more now than previous is because, one, if you have a Royal Knight in the name, in its traits in play, you can just basically use this card. So that's pretty much going to happen, because your top end is your GX. Then from there, main, for the cost of 3, unsuspend your Digimon. Then if that Digimon is Jesmon GX, activate one of its when Digivolving effects. So naturally, you will trigger its when Digivolving effect to then took a Royal Knight from hand or trash. Realistically, you want to be throwing down that Magnamon X Antibody, talking that in there, activating that fusion energy, and then able to basically swing, unsuspend, whatever, gain that immunity, gain additional 3000 DP. It means that you can get an additional swing in. which is very nice right there. And this doesn't necessarily have to be for your Magnamon X either. You can just tuck any fucking Roll Knight underneath your GX. It's really handy. But the main thing is that unsuspend and then trigger the blitz again in order for you to do big damage. Fantastic card. The fact that it's actually got Roll Knight in trait enables you in your starter deck CL to search that out and grab it. Being the thing, also Master Disciple can also grab it. Master Disciple as well is trait based. So I keep saying that. Starter deck CL can also search out this card there too. So adds even more importance for having it in the list more prominently than the BT10 CL. Lastly, we're going to respect the meta, which is the Ukamon freaking festival. Crimson Blaze at 1. Realistically, I would love to push this to 2. And it might be that, depending on how many Ukas we do be facing, we might have to push this to 2. We might have to alter those ratios. But Crimson Blaze is definitely be a meta staple for quite a bit of time until there's some form of restriction list. But yeah, Crimson Blaze very, very helpful in getting rid of that whiteboard action right there. But guys, that is your boy done. That concludes for the deck list. It feels really nice to do a BT16 deck list for you guys, because it's been a long time and I've missed doing content. I've absolutely missed doing content, and the delays have really shafted me in regards to delivering content to your retinas. On top of that as well, the online sim is the BT16 currently is not on Mac, and unfortunately Muggins here is on Mac, so I can't even play BT16 on the freaking sim. So that's the reason why there's been no content in regards to any form of commentary and so forth. So I do apologize for that. I do respect everyone's patience in regards to me doing that. But guys, stay safe, stay fly, and if you enjoyed the video, smash it with a like, and I'll catch you next one. D-Dread off the mic.